Imagine for a second that you are the water boy on a college basketball team. Or girl, water boy. You have now been called up to play on the team. Okay, coach comes up to you and says, hey, I really need you to come out here with us. I need you to help us win the national championship. The only issue is you have limited experience, limited knowledge. You don't know much about actually playing the sport. You know much about the players, but not about the actual game. So coach takes you, imagine yourself in like one of those montages. Coach needs to take you from where you are to a national championship level player in a series of practice sessions. Now, you in this case are the water boy. I am in this case the coach. It is time for you to get off the sideline and get into the game of real estate. And I'm going to do that by taking you through different sessions and coaching sessions to get you a full understanding of the game so that you can actually play. Now, this series is going to be drawn out over maybe 7 or 8 videos. But this first part, I really want you to just focus in on the headspace. So as a player, you're that water boy, water girl. You might know how to play basketball from the outside, but you don't know the ins and outs of actually getting onto the court. So you need to make sure first that your mindset is in the right space. So a mindset-wise for real estate and you getting into the game to change your family's future, your financial future, and become the success that you actually want to be or you envision in your head, we just got to get you in the right headspace. Okay, so we're going to talk a lot about headspace in this one to just make sure that you are in the right spots. Okay, so first up, I really want to just talk about renting versus buying. So if you're in this spot right now where you're with your parents and you're not having to pay anything, kind of ignore this, skip to the next section. I'm talking to the renters right now, okay? If you are a renter right now, I need you to understand something. And I know you hear this all over the internet, so I'm going to explain it. But I need you to understand something. That money that is going out of your pocket into the landlord's pocket every single month is a loss. Hear me clearly. It is a loss. If we think in accounting terms on a balance sheet, you have debits and you have credits. That is a debit. Every single piece of it. Now, for the landlord, it is absolutely a credit. It is feeding his asset as you sit in it and watch his grow. So if your rent is $2,000 a month times 12 months, you're at $24,000 a year just out the window. Okay? And you don't get anything back. Now, yeah, you don't have to do all the other things, but you don't get any of the money back. That's it. It's just gone. It's kind of like insurance. Like it's just gone. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to understand that you need to become in the mindset of getting money, not giving it. Now, giving in terms of like charitable giving and like church giving, not talking about that. I'm talking about like losing it. Okay? So maybe I should say losing it. Okay? I need you to get out of the space of losing money and into the space of gaining it. Okay? All right. So that's step 1. Step 2 is just to understand that although some mortgage payments, even though with inflated rents and things like that now, you can probably find a mortgage that'll get you the same amount as your rent. But nonetheless, some mortgage payments will be a little bit more expensive than what you are paying in rent. And that is absolutely true. But that is not an apples to apples comparison. Let me break it down. So your mortgage payment, your monthly mortgage payment is comprised of 4 things. Your easy way to say it is PITI. Okay, your principal, which is actually going towards the equity in your home. The interest, which is paying back to the bank. This is how they make money for loaning it to you. The taxes, which you have to pay, unfortunately, and then your insurance. And so those are the 4 things that comprise of your monthly payments. Okay, so that's where you see maybe you have a $2,000 rent and then you have a $2,500 mortgage. Okay, but that includes all of those things. So if you were to compare apples to apples, if we were just to compare the money that is you are losing, because remember in step one we talked about all of the rent money that you're paying, that entire $2,000 a month is a loss. Okay, then we have to compare what we're losing in the mortgage payment. Now you are losing the taxes, the insurance, and the interest. Okay, that you are losing it. Now your principal is. I won't get into amortization and stuff like that. But your principal is the only part that is actually going towards your equity. So you're not losing it. That's more of an investment that is going long term. Same as if you were to put 500, let's say 500 of that $2,500 a month is going into the house, is going to the principal. Now, the other 2,000, yeah, you lost it. Taxes, insurance, interest to the bank. I'm sorry. That is part of it. But if we compared apples to apples on both losses, you still lost $2,000. But which one gave you some equity? The mortgage, exactly. So you have $500 a month in this example that is going towards your future. And imagine if you took $500 a month and put it into the S&P 500, which is a stock index, every single month, you would be pretty excited on what returns will come down the line. That is exactly what you're doing when you put it into your house. So down the line, you're taking advantage of different options of making money, okay? So I want you, when you start looking at renting versus buying, to pay attention. One, understand that renting is a loss. And then two, understand that you have to compare apples to apples. So if your taxes, insurance, and interest are ridiculously high compared to your rent, then yeah, you could be just losing a bunch of money. But if the principal payment outweighs all of that, then I wouldn't even consider putting those on the same level, because you are investing into your home over the next 30 years, presumably. So that is step one. I want you to just get the headspace of renting versus buying, okay? Now, in the next one, we'll break it down and get a little bit more tactical on how to actually do this. But like I said, the headspace is going to be the most important part because it's your turn to actually get out there on the court. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Jaharri. I'm a real estate agent here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if you have anybody either here in the area or outside and around the country that is looking to do the same thing, I would highly recommend you send them this video. I want them to come on the journey with us. And I'm going to be building this large community of us that want to change the financial outcome of our entire family and our future. So thank you so much for watching. If you watched up to this point, feel free to hit the subscribe button if you feel like I brought you some value in any way. And I will plan on seeing you in the next step.